Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's Titan Day 5. This one we're going to be using Hall of Fame Ron and Zpunk. I've done a lot of experimenting for my roster and who I have hype for and stuff. And so like today I'm more kind of fine tuning the second slot a little bit using some of my bigger hitters. Obviously I'm saving Muda for tier 5, my faction with Muda. Muda is my biggest hitter. Consistently on a daily basis. Anyway, let's get in here. I'll talk about the builds afterwards like normal. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Hall of Fame Ron, he's another 15 moves. You can just hit one move over and over again. It is worth noting this Titan does do more stuff, including making some silence gems. So you potentially could have a little more issue recycling today than other days. It's good to be aware of. So just kind of watch what's happening here before you play yours. See if you think it might affect your recycle on your particular card, right? That's 100 million to start off from Hall of Fame Ron. We're going to grow that every turn. But we do get the wild card, so that was basically the same damage because we missed one multiply whenever we don't get a cascade. This is really annoying, to be honest, that wild card. So your damage will vary a little bit with him, but you're going to consistently hit quite hard. We broke it there. You can see that was 135 million. This will be a true full hit for this fifth turn here. And it was 175 million. So we probably averaged like 130 to 140 million on those 5 attacks, which would be on that. And it's going to get bigger this turn. That would be... Oh, let's call it 150 for easy math. That'd be like 750 mil there. This turn should be bigger because one of the plates I have lasts 2 turns. I believe it's 2. It might be 3, but I believe it's 2. So you can see we're already starting out at 120 mil with missing one. So we start out faster the second time, 135 mil on the crit. Cascade. I think that said 150, but I can't be sure. It went too fast. Yeah, 167 on the crit. Bad luck, not getting any cascades. Look at me rooting for cascades. 184 million there. So we've probably done like $1.5 billion. Ish. And baby hit from his blowing up the board there. Don't hate seeing that. We'll call it like 1.5 bill probably so far. Where are we at here? Now you can see we're still at 176 million. This last turn it really starts to ramp up. That was 176. That was basically 200. We're at like 370 on this turn. $370 and 180 for 550 mil. Should push 200. 232. So that's like 780 mil. That was pretty close to $1 billion on that turn. I'm gonna say he's gonna be like 2.4 bill-ish, give or take. 2.4, 2.5 bill from Hall of Fame Ron on the 15 clicks, which is pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, Punk is going to hit really hard. There is the potential we won't recycle and we'll miss a turn to 2-click after this first one, because we basically, how this needs to go is we need 1 cycle to be 3 clicks and 1 cycle to be 2 clicks, or we're going to miss damage. If both are 2 clicks, that's fine. But as long as we get 1 purple wild card multiply, we're fine. Ideally, though, we want to see a bunch of reds, because red is his primary color, and not loot box gem multiplies. So this is not the best board right there. Still did 260 million on his first hit. Let's see what we get on this second one. Again, no reds. Bummer. With multiplies, we did get a purple, so that's the good news. And this hit was 720. So that was like $1 billion-ish, give or take. So Punk should be around $1 billion a turn. Unless something goes wrong, of course. You can see the silence gems going out here. And these, if you're planning on that, for possibly overwriting your gems on this boss. Cena does have a reversal, but I don't think Titan Cena has a reversal. If he does, I don't know about it. It doesn't show what movesets he may have equipped, so I don't think we have to worry about like you would like playing against him. So that was 300 mil. So this one we have a chance to go a little bit over a billion if we get a good. No multiplies on loot boxes, please. We dodged that. We got some reds, some purples. So this is looking good. This is looking good. Yeah, 852. So that was like a 1.2 billion run here. And this is a throwaway move. I do not want to put these out because the buffs won't carry over from it. So this is just a throwaway move here. Okay, oh good, we got a purple. I was afraid we weren't going to get a purple there. That would have been nervousy. Yes, I just made that word up, nervousy. 273, a lot of reds here. Hopefully we see a bigger boom boom. And then I'll show you the builds for all of these per usual. Oh no, 2 loot boxes. Come on, man. Yeah, that one was only 670. Bum deal. That's okay, we didn't recycle, but we have this move in play. Are we dead this turn? Or unalived, rather? We are unalived, yes. You gotta make sure and phrase it properly so YouTube doesn't snag it. So, yeah, 5.5. I'm gonna say right around 2.5 bill with Hall of Fame Ron, and right around 3 bill with Zombie Punk. So that's a pretty great run, in my opinion. From both of them. Hall of Fame Ron will do a little bit less against non-technicians, right? Or non-technicians, non-tricksters for sure, because he won the class advantage, but he should still be a 2 bill with this build. And Punk is going to be a solid 3 billion all the time. He's one of those, like, if you got this set up anyway. And I don't have his gear yet, which would help a little bit. So that's a good run. I'm happy with that run. Let's take a look and show you guys the builds. So Ron. So I do have the moment, okay, which is making his multiplies 3 bigger. I have 2 gears, but the second gear doesn't matter. You only care about the first one on this one. People might make a case to run the power gems, and so like you could math that. I'm growing the damage every time I do this move, so that's part of factoring it in. But the first time was 100 million. Power gems, I don't know that you'd make up 100 million with putting them down, to be honest. You're welcome to try. Someone can math it. If Slim wants to, he can. But yeah. So the trainer setup, because I have 1 gear, 4 MP, 3 MP from tour perks, and then you get your turn. You're all the way up to 8. This makes 10. So we get 2 bigger multiply with Priest. We got Sherry for 4 bigger multiply. Zombie LA for black and multiply. And then what's his butt here? Seth Anardo for 3 multiply. Substitution wise, you would sub any other zombie for LA Knight that has the same training ability but different color. You would sub any other zombie for Leo. And if you don't have Sherry, any other 2 multiply or Rowan Powerhouse. Those would be your subs there. The important thing with him is the plate setup for growing the damage. It got bigger as it went on because this lasts for 2 turns, so it carries over into the next turn. This one only lasts 1, but we're getting 100% black gem damage every turn, and this one cumulatively added up over the course of multiple turns, giving Ron a much bigger. So Queen Star is very clutch for him. Very, very clutch for him in this build. That one is one you definitely would want. So there's that. Okay, so Punk, Whaley setup. Sorry guys. but you can run him without his whaley setup. Your damage just won't do as well. I have one moment, not two. That's doing 100% on the X breaks, a little bit, not a ton, but it's not nothing either because there's a buff involved. Strap is where it's whaley. I got the X Fire Rainbow, and then the X break anniversary. That's what generates all of his damage, combined with his finisher, which adds a gem buff of 450% for one turn. So yeah, you're just seeking to recycle as good as well as possible, right? And get 2 cycles through, and then you can do about 1 billion damage a run. JBL gives me the 2 red I need to get this loaded, because Hall of Fame Ron doesn't get him loaded naturally. If you had somebody blowing up the board, or doing purples or reds that they break for sure, then you wouldn't need JBL, but he's red. And then because you don't know where the multiplies are going to go, rainbow, and then multiply 60% with red because it's primary, and Chelsea because I felt like green. But you know, Brett is probably better if you want to know exactly which is better. They're basically very close, but Brett would be better for sure. It looks like maybe they're similar since I have her on, but yeah, Brett's slightly higher, so Brett would be the way to go. Bailey and Brett. You can sub any Hall of Fame for Goldberg. You could sub any 2 red MP for JBL. I would suggest Bulldog or Piper. So those are your subs there. Plates, not really subbable, right? But if you were, the sub from this is a big letdown. You would be, let's see if X Break comes up. Yeah, there's really, you would use a Royal Rumble. Red Royal Rumble is what you would sub here, right? And then in this spot, if you're using a red Royal Rumble, let's see, there's nothing really. Not really. So red Royal Rumble, basically any Rumble will help because he's generating all color. But red primary, purple secondary, sorry, green tertiary, I would say. So that's the builds for them. That's the run. Super pleased with Hall of Fame Ron. 2.5 bill, easy to use. He's going to be like right on the cusp of kind of your S tier kind of guy for this mode. And you can use him in all modes with a good setup, right? Like in the second slot, in the first slot. Of course, your damage, of course, is going to vary with what you got. But he's a thumbs up for me. Let me know what you guys think in this video. Today, we're also going to be running some Muscle Man Bray and testing some plate mechanics there and a few other things. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. And thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Bippity boppity boop. That's another video on Z Hype.